Hello, hello.
Happy Wednesday!
Well, when they hear this, it'll be Tea Tuesday.
Oh, yes. Okay. Happy Tuesday to you guys. And
Um,
boy, is there a lot of tea. Oh my gosh. There's so much happened within the past 24 hours. We were supposed to record, and then look at what has happened. Everything happens for a reason, you guys. There is just more and more that comes up as the hour passes.
I'm overwhelmed, but also very intrigued by everything.
Same. First one is Chris Brown. We are so disappointed. How do you feel?
Okay. I mean, for those who don't know, well, this is allegedly. If there are no updates, but as of now, I know it's allegedly he abused another woman.
Yeah, I guess they allegedly got into an argument and he hit her.
Is this someone he's dating?
I have no idea. I think the fact that it just made headlines, it just shows that he is just a monster. And I remember Camille saying like she doesn't listen to his music, and ever since she said that, I was like, I'm not gonna willingly choose to listen to his music either.
Dude, I've been on this anti Chris Brown train. I have like friends that were all like, love Chris Brown, but I'm just like, what, the woman beater? Because what he did to our precious Rihanna, ever since then, I just did not trust him. Because, okay, if I don't know if you remember, like when that whole thing went down with Rihanna, like just like a couple weeks or months, headlines were like, oh, he sees what he's done and he's so sorry and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no. I was like, this is too soon. And for someone who's abusive like that, you've been doing this, there's internal issues going on that aren't just solved within months. And I knew it was just his team hard at work and people were believing him. People were like ready to go his next tour. And I was like, no, he's still hurting. He still has issues. And when this news came out, I was like, I'm not fucking surprised.
Sadly. And I know in the past my friends are like, do you want to go to this Chris Brown concert? And I'm like, no, I'm not feeding his pocket. Or there was this concert and Chris Brown was one of the headliners, and I was like, I can't go at all. Like, if he's on the thing, like, I don't care if he only gets 10%. Like, he's not going to get 10% of my $100. No, sir.
I sent this headline to my brother and my boyfriend because they're anytime he comes on the radio, I'm always like, he's a woman beater, he's a woman abuser, and they're always like, oh my god, that was a long time ago. And when I sent it to them, they're just like, it's alleged. And I'm like, dude, I don't trust. I like, you've done it before, you can do it again.
Every time he's on the radio, I'm like, okay, time to turn on my Taylor Swift CD.
Exactly.
And speaking of Taylor Swift, her nemesis, Scooter Braun, was in the news today, well, yesterday and today, because he said he didn't like that Taylor called him a bully. And he said that he did offer a quote to sell to Taylor and her team, but there was an NDA. And I'm just like, so what is the truth? If he really quoted her price, would she go through the hassle of re-recording all of her numerous albums?
Exactly. Like someone is lying.
Exactly.
And it's LeBron.
And when he got Big Machine Records, one of his friends had a story, and there was a screenshot that said, "My friend just bought Taylor Swift." So it's like, obviously, you're sending the wrong energy and the message here. So I just cannot with Scooter Braun. Like, I think as a manager for Ariana Grande, he has catapulted her into superstardom. I will give him that. But that's because she's talented. But at the same time, I cannot with Scooter Braun.
No, I think there's definitely some shady business. He just has too much power, and I can see him abusing that.
Complicated. The music industry is
It
complicated.
really is.
And that's my segue because our next person is a big part of the music industry, and I still listen to Bartender all the time. And the person I'm talking about is TPain. He made headlines because he called out Usher. He said Usher made him depressed because Usher was talking about how he uses autotune and how that just messed up the music industry. So I'm just shocked to know that. I think it's always very surprising when a celebrity reveals their mental health battles. And the fact that it was Usher, it's just like, what's going on behind the scenes here?
Yeah, really random that it was Usher, but I mean, I feel like people just talk, like people just have opinions. I recently saw an interview too where Snoop Dogg was talking about how music was sang today, and I forgot the example, but it wasn't mumble rap. just the way people rap today, he's just like, oh hell no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I think people just have opinions, but it's crazy to think how much it affected T-Pain. And T-Pain, if people heard his real singing voice, he's a good singer. Him using autotune, like that was just another style. And Usher at the time probably just didn't agree with it. Yeah, I mean, real people, right? Real people, real issues.
My heart goes out to T-Pain.
I know. I could only like that. Just to me makes him like he's such a sensitive guy, and he
Mm-hmm.
just like wanted to put good music, and then he's like, oh man, Usher didn't like it. I mean, it goes to show that he really respected Usher then, if he cared about his opinion.
I think it's important to have, especially male celebrities, talk about their mental health challenges because I
Mm-hmm.
just think overall men don't talk about their emotions or their internal battles. So I give T-Pain a little bit of an applause because that was tough. And because he's such a huge figure, to say that is just a very courageous, and I applaud him.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like he let his ego down. He was what's that word?
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable. He was vulnerable and let the public know just how he was feeling. Oh, we love you, T-Pain.
I like that you said he let the public know, and that is yet another one of my sad segues. It's like the
All
public
these segues.
want to know about Nick Cannon. What is he doing? He's starting a village.
Dude, this sounds like those cults where the guys have multiple wives. Nick Cannon had 4 kids with 3 different baby mamas within, I forgot the time frame.
I think they said 6 months, and we know he has twins with Mariah Carey, and he just announced, well, not he, but another baby mama announced that she's pregnant with his child, so he has another kid on the way. So that would be a total of 7 kids. And I'm just like, side note, twins are genetic, so Nick Cannon has a twin gene, so
Yeah, it has to be Nick
he
Cannon.
cannot have any more kids because I think the next one might be a twin. Twins.
That is just freaking crazy. All these women were like during the pandemic, right? During 2020, like someone was not staying 6 feet apart.
Exactly. And I was reading that Nick Cannon has these relationships with the girls where he's very explicit. He's like, I'm not going to commit to you. I'm not your boyfriend. But if you want to be with me physically and we end up having kids, like, I think he does financially support them. And I think that's a whole nother topic, baby mama culture. But I'm like, Nick Cannon's not a billionaire. Wild and Out is not the biggest show. Like, people barely watch MTV. How does he have the money to support 6 kids right now and 7 in the future?
Girl, syndication.
That's true.
Wow, now
That's
it's
true.
on. It might not be the hottest show, but it's still playing.
That is true. Okay. You got me.
Wow, honestly.
Wow is right. What kind of baby daddy is he? Listen, there's a lot of baby daddies we're going to talk about today.
The segues.
So, baby daddy Tristan allegedly went to a party and he went into a room with some girls and he came out of it looking a little disheveled, like he went through something. And allegedly, Chloe and Tristan have broken up a few weeks ago. So, what do you think?
When I heard this news, I was like, oh, they're together. And all of a sudden, this news comes out that they've been broken up. I don't know. Timing is just a little suspicious. But I mean, he was at the party saying, I'm single. But I mean, I don't trust Tristan. So he could say he's single and he wasn't. And then this news comes out. They're just trying to cover it up. They don't want Chloe to look bad because people are already hard on Chloe. And they're saying, oh, well, they broke up a few weeks ago. That's what I think.
I agree. I think Tristan is a liar. He definitely cannot be trusted because he has 2 different voices. I don't know which one is his real voice. He had like a deeper voice, and then when he did the interview with Chloe on Keeping Up, he had like this higher pitch, chipper voice. So I'm like, what is the real voice? What is the real Tristan?
Oh
And I
my
feel
God.
for Chloe. I feel for her, but also at the same time, I'm like, girl, like we got to move on.
I know. I mean, hopefully this time, like, if you go back to him after this, like, you dumb as hell. Like, and you need help. Okay, you're not dumb as hell, sorry. You just need help. You need emotional support from your family to be like, hey, do not go back to this guy. I don't want to jump ahead, but just a little, like, in the Kardashian um, interview that they were having with what's his name, Cohen,
Andy Cohen.
Andy Cohen. Like it just reminded me when they were talking about like, oh, can Kylie be friends with Jordan? And Chloe's like, yeah, it's fine, blah blah. And then because if she went back to Tristan, like, why can't Kylie be friends with Jordan? But then Kim interrupted and she's like, no. She said, actually, I'm gonna be real. There's a baby involved, so that's why they're like accepting Tristan. And it's like, but bitch, look, look what happened. Like just because there is a baby involved, like for the sake of your sister and the kid, like you don't like. I mean, I don't know what's going on in their household. They may be keeping like a mask on and making it seem like they're a happy family, but I mean, if, internally for Chloe Soul, like this cannot be healthy to like keep up this relationship and try and make it work when he is just out and about with three girls in a room. Oh my god. Like three girls, really? Three girls.
Snap, 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 sister. You are telling the truth. And speaking of Kim, I saw her Father's Day post, and she actually had a picture of Tristan and True, and I guess her post is just dedicated to all the fathers in her life. And I was like, okay, so you are cool with Tristan now for Father's Day, but what about right now at this very hour as the news just came out that he's been out and about thoughtin' and bopping? Oh, God. And speaking of Tristan thoughtin' and bopping, supposedly he was at Tana Mojo's birthday party.
Oh yeah. Like of all I don't know, of all people too. Like
I
she's a
feel
pretty
like he
girl.
has no standards. He will go wherever he has a door open for him. So Melissa was kind of like segueing into our topic of the week, which is the Kardashians. They just had their last episode with Andy
Wait,
Cohen.
when do we not talk about the Kardashians?
I know they deserve a whole like series of podcast episodes, but anyway, I think Andy asked all the great questions, and I feel like I didn't watch the whole thing, just the clips and the highlights, but I feel we have gotten more than enough material. So the first one that we should no longer talk about is Scott and Courtney because they are so done. Like
Yeah.
there's no chance of them ever getting back together, but I can see them being friends until the very end.
Yeah, and but I think that's because Scott is so weaved into their family that now it's like he is blood with them. So I mean, no matter, and they have three beautiful children. I mean, what questions did I actually didn't see too many of the Scott and Courtney questions.
I remember Andy asking him like, "Why do you date younger girls?" And Scott's like, "Oh, they come to me." But I'm like, "You're old enough to tell the girls to go away." And I think he probably just asked Courtney, and Courtney just said like all the things I've ever asked of him, like he's never been able to meet. And I resonate with that girl. Like, don't settle, don't lower your standards.
Courtney's moved on. She has a healthy mindset about that. Like she's not letting Scott. I don't know what the word is, but
Guilt trip.
yeah, like she's not letting like her family too. Like I remember like so many episodes where people would be like, "Are you and Scott gonna get together, back together?" Blah blah blah. But they're done, and we can move on.
Yes.
Except Scott Disick, you are still a predator.
Yep, he's a predator. Okay. Our next part of the topic of the week is Kim's divorce. So she never explicitly said, like, this is the exact reason why. She said it was just a lot leading up and there's multiple reasons. And I think the key thing is that they were living in different states. So it's just like, how do you raise a family of 4 kids when one is in Wyoming and another one's in California?
I mean, we both just watched highlights. I kind of feel like we still need to watch the episodes just to see what else was talked about. But I really do wonder what they're gonna do like in the future when like they go to school and stuff. How are the kids gonna be split up and all that?
Yeah, I have a feeling they're gonna stay in California for school, and then during the summers and the holidays, I think they'll meet their dad somewhere, or maybe the dad will come to California. I'm like speaking like the dad, like he's a mysterious person, like Kanye. Well, I feel like Kanye is at the same time, he's kind of like a worldly person. I feel like he's very into the culture and the arts of so many different countries. So I can see him going to different countries, like every summer with the kids and just showing them places that he's been to, where he's toured at. So this divorce, to me, it was so unexpected, but I think as she reveals more and as we see Kanye's actions and what he's done, it's like I'm surprised they didn't divorce like the first time he had a really bad episode
Hmm. Well, I
publicly.
mean, she did try to make it work. So, I mean, that is what a marriage is, you know? You're supposed to try and make it work, even if, like, times are bad. But, I mean, they did reach their breaking point. And hopefully they find happiness. Okay, I kind of want to go backwards for a bit.
Go ahead.
And going back to Kylie and Jordan, like, do you think that they could be friends again? That they will be friends again? Or do you think that relationship, that friendship is done?
I hope they become friends again because I think the friendship that they had was so genuine and almost in a way it seemed rare. But also, I'm very realistic, and I know they were very codependent on each other, which made the friendship build up even more. And I feel like Kylie is probably secretly texting Jordan. And I feel like maybe they secretly hung out as well, but I think that if they were to be friends again, maybe they are. It's just never going to be the same. I don't see Kylie like posting her on social media, and I don't see Kylie making it public that she's friends with Jordan again because a lot of people said that Jordan won when she finally left the Kardashians. And also at the same time, Kylie is very family orientated, so she did state like what Jordan did to Chloe was like an attack on her as well. So I think if they were able to really talk it out and really move on, I think they could be friends again. I just don't know if it would ever be the same kind of relationship. And uh, I feel like if I was Jordan, I would miss Stormy so much.
I
Like,
know, right? I mean, I Chloe seemed to be fine with her being friends with Jordan again, but I mean, we saw that Kim felt some type of way about it. So I do think they won't be able to have the same friendship, like same public friendship that they had did before. But I think in order to have like a really good friendship again, like I feel like because Kylie's so family oriented, her sisters would need to be on board with it as well. So that's tough just because I saw how opinionated Kim looked when she responded to that. I was like, whoa, okay. We know how you really feel.
I know, I did not expect Kim to be so opinionated and to be like, no, because Tristan's the baby daddy, like he's gonna be in the family forever. And I'm like, Kim, I feel like you are a little bit more modern than that because I don't know if it's because they always compare Scott, like Scott's gonna be in the family no matter what because he's the baby daddy. But at the same time, I'm just like Jordan has been friends with Kylie since they were like in middle school, so there's so much more history there. And Tristan has proved himself to be unfaithful time and time and time again. And I think Jordan was like a one time mistake. And I think if they really preach forgiveness and family, like Jordan was family to them. So it just, I don't know. I think Kylie would want to have like casual friendships with Jordan. And I think as a lot of time has passed, maybe in 10 years, they'll be able to have like a better friendship. But I don't know if Jordan would ever like be like living with her again or anything like
Oh
that.
God, she used to live with her.
Hmm.
Oh man, no. But I mean, I see her on TikTok and she seems like she's doing fine. Her sister is a spitting, is it spinning or spitting?
Fitting.
Okay, her younger sister is a spitting image of her, and it's kind of crazy. But I mean, on TikTok, it looks like they're just super close. I didn't even know she had a sister, but yeah, they're. She seems like she's doing well without the Kardashian name attached.
I agree. I agree. I think she's doing fine. I think a lot of people cheered her on when she finally left that family. So if they were to be friends and reunite again, I would want that for them. Genuinely, I do.
Yeah.
I think because one-on-one relationships, it's like I feel like it's just so different. And if Kylie has to hang out with her privately, then so be it. Because I feel like Kylie really misses her.
Yeah, she could do that in secret. I mean, Kylie hid a baby from us for 9 months, so she could hide a friendship with Jordan.
Exactly.
Another topic that came up on the Kardashian episode was when Andy Cohen asked if they believed that they create unrealistic beauty standards. And Kim went out to say no, because they work hard to look the way they look. And Kendall added on and said, they like to eat healthy and work out to look the way they look and blah blah blah. And oh my gosh, I saw so many people on TikTok being like, what the hell?
Oh my God. They are just lying through their teeth with that one. Okay, first of all, I know they have PR teams. I know they've taken public speaking classes, like interview prep and stuff. So they were probably prepared for that question. But at the same time, it's like when you do that kind of stuff, you know that your words matter and what you do has an effect on the world. So how could Kim not think that she's setting unrealistic beauty standards when she has whatever 100 million followers? Every time you post a photo, like people are going to feel some type of way about it. Some people are going to love it, some people are going to feel insecure about it, and some people are going to feel motivated to put on makeup or do a workout or whatever. And I think for them to be that ignorant, I feel like they're lying. Like they know what they're doing, and they know what they're doing because they're making money. They're selling clothes, they're selling perfume, they're selling makeup, they're selling whatever. I honestly, that was so.
AKW beauty. Like, obviously, you want people to reach a certain your beauty standard. Like, I don't know. Like, that was such a sick headed answer. Even Chloe later in the episode talks about, like, what she's done to her like, what she's altered. And, like, people don't have that money to do that. People don't have photo editors. Like, I just couldn't believe that was their answer.
Yes. And the Kardashians, they also have their own team of paparazzi who take their photos and then edit the photos so that it still looks like, oh, it's a paparazzi photo because of the way they're posing and like they're getting into the car or whatever. But at the same time, it's very edited so that it meets their standards of beauty. So it's like, Kim, like everyone knows you've gotten lots of surgery. Like, why did you get that surgery? Because you felt insecure, right? Because of the standards of beauty. And here you are just, I cannot. That answer was so disappointing. And when Chloe admitted, yeah, she has one nose job, I'm like, that's not true. You've had multiple. She named her doctor, and it's like, Chloe, you are not one to talk because you even said yourself that you have body dysmorphia, and you are the sister that people have been like drastically noticing there's something different about the way you look. So it's like, girl, you feel the pressure too, and you're putting that pressure back onto us when you Photoshop the way you look. You're not presenting us how you actually are. You're
Yeah.
presenting the idea you wish you look like.
Hope they hear the feedback that people are saying about what was said, because I don't know. I just hope that they hear the feedback and they take that into consideration. Like, okay, we are part of it. They create the beauty standard, and it isn't realistic for a lot of people, for majority of the people.
That level of ignorance is, it just reminds me of the clip where Kendall said like, I've had to work harder because of the name attached to me because I am on a reality TV show. And she's like, I've had to fly all over New York, all over Europe. And I'm like, aspiring models can't even fly to Europe, girl. Like, you already had your flights all paid for, booked, you're not bothered. And it's just like you had so many opportunities open up for you because of your name, because who your mom is, because of who your sister is. So that kind of ignorance is just like, I think it's just their ego and their arrogance, not willing to admit that they have caused damage to the society.
I know. It actually reminds me of I don't remember if it was in Minnie Kaling's book or an interview I read. I don't remember what it was, but she even said like, don't even compare yourself to the photographs of celebrities because you do not realize all the crap that they do to look the way that they do. Like she said, there's so many things that she does behind the scenes in order to go onto a red carpet. And that is being self-aware.
Yes, and going back to the standard of beauty conversation, how many Kim Kardashian lookalikes have we seen? How many Kylie Jenner lookalikes have we seen? Like, there's girls that, like, try to take the exact same selfie, same haircut. Like, even that one time that Jonathan brought like a Kim Kardashian lookalike to meet Kim. It's like, how do you not admit to yourself, like, oh my God, I am setting a standard of beauty because there's people getting surgery to look like me? Like, how are you that obtuse? I know they see it too, and I don't know. I'm like, okay, Kim, like, I really like her, but that answer, I'm like so disappointed.
Okay. Are there any other topics that they covered?
Yeah, there was one clip about Kylie and Travis and if marriage is in her future. And it's interesting that recently someone like saw them at like a charity event, and that person who sent the video to Demois on Instagram, they're like, yeah, Kylie and Tyga. And I'm like, boy, that is Travis Scott. Anyways, they were at a charity event, and it just seemed like they were together. Like, not just like baby daddy and baby mama, but it was like a family of mom and dad. And of course, Stormy's so cute. So, I mean, are they back together, or are they just like really, really comfortable co-parents?
I say they're back together. I know they recently took a trip to randomly in Texas, like a really private trip, just them three as a family. And I actually saw this on TikTok first from a Target worker. So I guess a Target worker took a video, and they're all like, and they were pointing saying that it was Kylie and Travis walking out of the store together, and they had Stormy with them. And then later on, I saw it in reports that they were in Texas. I was like, oh my God, that was them! So they like randomly, quietly went to Texas. So I'm like, okay, they're taking a little family trip together, and that's really cute. I hope that her and Travis work out, but at the same time, they are very young, and they are in the spotlight, and he is an artist, and artists don't have the best reputation when it comes to relationships. But right now, they're cute.
I agree. I think they are cute. Like, they're such an unexpected couple. And supposedly Travis Scott dated Justine Skye too, and that is one of Kylie's friends, but I haven't seen them together in a while. But anyways, I really like Travis Scott as an artist. I think he's so unique and so creative. His music videos, I'm just like, oh my God, like, who could think of that? And then when he started dating Kylie, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give Kylie a brownie point because, okay, now she seems a little cool to me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start liking her. And when I see Stormy, I see how kind Stormy is, how smart she is. I'm like, okay, Kylie is a good mom. I am going to give her that 2 points for Kylie. You know, there has been reports that Travis cheated on her. So, you know, I can't be one to judge, but I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch the relationship for sure. I'm gonna keep an eye on the relationship. I think it's not like the most interesting because I feel like they're both private in a way, and I feel like Travis doesn't do a lot of interviews, and the man's kind of mysterious too. Yeah, and Kylie said that she's not thinking about marriage right now. How old is she? 23, 24. But she eventually does want to get married. So it's interesting. I just don't see Travis Scott proposing to her though.
Yeah, I don't see him proposing to her unless they're like mid 30s or maybe even late 30s. I don't know. Celebrities are weird. It's hard to predict. But who knows? Maybe they'll just be like Courtney and Scott, where they never got married. That could be the case too.
Yes, and I think Kylie has seen Courtney never getting married, Kim getting a divorce for the third time, Khloe being divorced. I feel like she is cautious to get married, and I think whoever she dates, it's always going to be public. I would like to see them together because they have a baby together, and, you know, being co-parents and just being together, having a healthy relationship is really good for the children. Like, not until they're like 6 or 7, but like all the way until they're like 18 or 20. You know, your mind's still developing even when you're like 18 and 20. So I would like to see them together for a long time, but I would not like to see them married. I just cannot see them married.
Really?
I know. Okay, I'm like, Kylie has a lot of like problematic traits, but I feel like she deserves better than Travis.
I mean, I have to say, it's definitely not necessary. Like, I think for me, it's just like that whole fairy tale, like, end up together and get married together. But realistically, it's not necessary. Like, They have their own businesses. They're good on their own. Just co-parent, and if they're together during the times, they're together during the times.
They're gonna co-parent for the rest of her life, for sure.
We need to move on to the biggest news that just came out today, and that is about a Free Britney movement. This has been going on for, I don't know, has this been going since like last year? Been hearing about this hashtag Free Britney, because I mean, it started off with her like really weird videos that she was posting on Instagram that people were just like, dude, something is wrong. Like, it's not Britney. We're just commenting Free Britney. And today they actually went in front of a judge because she wants to end her conservatorship. That's the word, right? Conservatorship. Because her dad has control of everything. It's okay. What have you heard?
So I've just been seeing tweets and also quotes. I saw the one where she said, I genuinely want to sue my family. And also another person tweeted, like, can you imagine being forced to have an IUD? You can't have any kids because they want you to be basically a show animal. Moneymaker, what they just mooch off of you. And it's just like, dude, you can see the despair in her eyes. Like, she used to be so youthful and like she seemed happy, and then over the years it just like the pictures I see of her, it's like she's in a way crying out for help and also saying, I don't want to be here, like at this red carpet event, I don't want to be at this event. And throughout the whole conspiracy last year, where someone's like, wear a yellow shirt the next video to show that you're like freaking out or you're under control, you're scared or something. And in the next TikTok or something, she wears a yellow shirt.
Oh my gosh.
So I feel like Britney is smart, but I feel like also because she's being controlled so much on her own social media, like she can't say certain things. But I think through like just outfits and like small gestures, she can like communicate with us. And oh my god, I freaking love Britney Spears. I feel like she's so iconic and she deserves this freedom. She deserves to not to be on Vegas's what's it called, residencies anymore. Like, let that woman be in peace and chill.
Seriously, she's been working since 16 years old or something. Or no, actually before that, because she was on,
This
um,
channel.
yeah, on that Mickey Mouse Club, I believe it was called. And oh my god, like I don't even know, so much younger than that. She's been working her whole life to entertain. Yeah, so she said she wanted to sue her family because like they see what her dad is doing and they don't do anything about it. And like, okay, I took some screen grabs of like a few quotes that I saw. It says, I truly believe this conservatorship is abusive and I don't feel like I can live a full life. You mentioned it earlier how she's forced to keep the IUD inside her so she doesn't get pregnant with her current boyfriend. And I also read something that like she can't even just freely like go on a car ride with him. Like she's not allowed to do that. And apparently they changed her medication without her knowing it. So because she didn't want to do a certain dance for rehearsal, they changed her medication and it made her feel drunk. And like she felt like she didn't have control. Another quote, I've lied and told the whole world I'm okay and I'm happy. I'm not happy. I'm not okay. I'm traumatized. I'm so angry. It's insane. Oh my gosh. Like this girl is just hurting so bad, and I feel so like sorry for her. Like it feels like she's just like stuck and to not have control of your own life, and from your dad too.
I feel like this is such a pivotal moment, not just this week, but this year. And I just feel like in the celebrity world in general, because it's like, okay, it's Britney, and I feel like her being controlled was a little bit more obvious. But it's like, what about the other celebrities who are being controlled by their management, by their producers, by people we don't see? And oh my God, I think my heart just breaks for Britney because she is just so iconic and such a big name, and it's just insane that like when you produce so much money and you have so much fame that like the true colors of those close to you that you would expect to be there for you, like they come out. Like the dad is the word abusive for sure. He's taking advantage of her. He doesn't have her best interest at heart. And it's like when you're a parent, you will do whatever it takes for your child to be happy. But it's like he doesn't even view Britney as his child, just his wallet, his bank account.
Really, really. And I know there's going to just be so many more documentaries later on to come in life about Britney's life and this whole thing. And I like hope to God nothing ends in something seriously bad. I hope she gets out of this. I hope she regains control of her life. And I mean, I wonder what's going on with her kids too. Like, there's just so many elements to this. And freaking free Britney! Like,
Yes.
let her
Oh
be.
my gosh. I hope she is able to come out with her own documentary that's from her own mouth and her direction and the way she wants to produce it and stuff. And I also at the same time, like, I want there to be genuine people around her because I know for a fact there's going to be parts of her life where she's probably not going to remember it as clearly. She can't be as non-biased or objective about it. So it's like I want to know more and I want to know like what do we not know like during behind the scenes and like what happened before she shaved her head, what happened after, like how is her relationship with her kids, and is her dad even a decent grandpa, like, or is he, like it's there's so much I want to know, and I hope Britney is able to speak her truth in the coming months or years.
She needs to tell her story. That's what I want to see too.
It's gonna be titled "It's Britney, Bitch." I want to mention one last thing about Britney, and it's like not about her court case, but when I first came to America in the first grade, I had a Britney Spears sticker on my school folder, and I didn't even know who she was, but I was like, I love this sticker. And it was like, she had like black hair or something, probably a wig, and I was like, I love this sticker, and it said Britney Spears. And I finally listened to her music, and I was like, I love Britney Spears. She came into my life via sticker.
Oh my god, that's funny that you didn't even know who she was.
I didn't, but it said Britney Spears, and then I recognized her in like a music video or something. I was like, wait, that was on my sticker when I was in the first grade. And I'm like, I love her music. I love Toxic. I love Break the Ice, which is like an anime music video.
My earliest Britney memory is I remember that there was like this promotion with, I believe it was McDonald's, that if you got like a Happy Meal or something, that you got a CD that was like one side Britney Spears and one side NSYNC. And I loved it so much. Tell me someone remembers this.
Right? Sometimes I wish we were born in like the 70s or the 80s because then we could have seen Britney Spears during the 90s or like the early 2000s.
Days.
That would have been amazing. That would have been epic. I would not want to see Britney Spears in this time period unless she genuinely wants to perform.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I feel like sometimes you see her dance in Vegas and she's like, you can tell she's over it. She doesn't want to do it. She's like being forced.
She's tired.
Yeah.
Reputation.
All right, you guys. Thanks for listening to us.
Thank you. Bye.